It was a crisp, late November Thursday when Marko, a reporter living by the Zemun Quay, headed home after a friend's birthday party on Dorchol. The rumble of Tram 12 faded as it dove under the Savski Most tunnel, and before him stretched the distant skyline of New Belgrade, its glass towers glowing against the night. Crossing at Brankov Most's pedestrian lights, he caught sight of a tall figure in a long coat and hood, standing motionless under the bridge's shadow. Heart pounding, he blinked, and the figure was gone, vanished as if swallowed by the Danube's mist. The next evening, determined to shake off the unease, Marko retraced his steps. Knez Mihailova teemed with late-night shoppers. Shop windows at Vulcan Bookstore cast warm reflections on the damp cobblestones. Yet in the hush of Studentsky Turg, near the neon-lit Zamaj Cafe, he found a crumpled slip of paper tucked into a bench by the old customs house. Jumrukana. Scrawled on it in his own handwriting was a single line. "Meet me at Kalemegdan, midnight, alone." His pulse skipped as he checked his watch. It was already 23:45. Curiosity won over caution. At precisely 0000, Marko stood before the locked gates of Kalemegdan Fortress. The lamps around Nebojsa Tower were oddly dark. The heavy iron gate stood wide open, though the park should have been secured hours ago. He stepped inside, leaves crackling beneath his boots, and followed the path toward the lookout over the confluence of the Sava and Danube. A whisper drifted among the ancient cannons. Marko. Spinning around, he saw the same hooded figure, this time illuminated by a sliver of moonlight. Slowly, the figure lowered its hood, revealing the face of his old professor from the Faculty of Philology, the very man he'd interviewed just weeks before. In trembling hands, the professor held a bundle of yellowed manuscripts, margins filled with notes about forgotten Belgrade legends. "I had to warn you." The professor's voice crackled like distant static as he pressed a blank glass vial into Marko's hand. The shadow of Kalemegdan is no mere story. Those who record its truth vanish between the lines. Before Marko could speak, the professor dissolved into the swirling river mist. The last thing he saw was the date inked on the vial. His own birthday. The following morning, his editor called. The draft of Marko's article on local legends had inexplicably been wiped from the newsroom servers. All that remained on his desk was an empty USB stick. Later that day, an anonymous email appeared in his inbox with a video attachment. Footage of Marko walking alone under the nebular glow of Nebojsa Tower. And, if you listen closely, a faint voice whispering his name. Marko never published another word about Belgrade. Yet the clip still circulates online, and anyone who watches it swears they hear the same hush. Marko,